So we wanted to start on a fresh basis and more to something which is more on what we had really in mind. So in fact, we liberated ourselves on the concept thing, and in 2011 we really developed the concept of a sailing ship, a rural sailing ship, which is what we are used to sail on board, and which will rely heavily on sails, and so which must be able to go upwind, and so this vessel will have to go slower, and so we've put in all the strong bricks we still have today in line by that time, Michel and I. And then we've gathered a team of 9. We were all 9, and we started a small association to continue to tinker around this concept on the technical side about the feasibility from our expert point of view. And in 2015, we decided to start the company, to start to buy external studies on the technical side, and also to start to look at the market. Our vision is to be industrial, competitive, and to go to zero emission. And so these three characteristics are very difficult to blend together. And the first project, we did not really try to blend these things together. But it's on this project we have the courage or the consciousness to really try to blend these three things together and to make it reasonably profitable for the shareholders. You're exactly on the point which made the wind lose against the steam at the beginning of the 20s. In the industrial world, it is not acceptable to have some kind of this kind of lack of punctuality. And so what is a real revolution which allows us to overcome this is the weather forecast, of course. The progress in weather forecast combined with the progress of numerical simulations allows us to really make what we call the weather routing. So at the departure of the vessel, we can calculate all possibilities of trajectory and combine it with weather forecast to find which is the best compromise in order to be on time, as well as to use as much as wind as possible, as much wind as possible. So I don't know if I'm clear, but that's exactly. And this is a real revolution which allows wind to be used again. I'm convinced that wind energy is the easiest way to decarbonize maritime transport on the long hauling transport. I do not talk about short sea passage, because when you only have 1 day of crossing, for example, then you can maybe use batteries or hydrogen, and the wind is not very suited for that, because when you start this day and you be tomorrow there, if you don't have wind, then you have to use the engine. You cannot really have any room for compromise, in fact. But for the ocean-going vessels, I'm convinced that on the zero carbon future, most of the fleet will be powered by sails.